Hey everyone. So this is really a follow up to a video I posted previously, and I'll link that somewhere. But it was kind of a lot of the raw emotion that I was feeling in my application process, like to Amazon. And this video kind of just a follow up because now, and I mentioned it in that video, today is theoretically the day I'm supposed to hear back, right? I'm supposed to hear back because it's officially a week, 5 business days after the initial interview. And this morning, I woke up. I'm not even sure what time because I didn't look at the clock because I tried to go back to sleep. But I just had this huge pit in my stomach. It felt like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it just felt horrible. And I don't think I've ever been this worked up or nervous about really anything ever, right? So it's definitely weird. I'm not even sure really what the concept of this video will be, but I kind of just want to go ahead and talk about some of the things I'm thinking like next. So if I end up getting if I hear back and I end up getting the role, I more than likely will accept it because I generally already know the terms and everything and all, the compensation and all that good stuff. But the reason why it's still a difficult decision to make is it will require relocation. And my wife and we've built a life here so far. And yeah, we're young, but still, we've built a life and a community here. Logistically, we need to figure that out, but we'll be, having conversations about that upcoming and we'll see where we go from there. And as I sit here and I wait, it's really hard to get other things done today, work wise. I'm recording this during the typical hour I take off for lunch, right? So, but I can, I haven't even eaten. I'm kind of, making myself eat some food so I don't go the whole day without eating. But I'm really nervous, right? And it sucks because while I didn't feel great about all of the interviews I did on the interview day, I would love to say that I feel like I crushed it, but I didn't. I don't feel like I crushed it in a lot of them, but I do feel like I did exceptionally well on some of them. And I'm hoping that's enough. I'm hoping that I get the opportunity because I know that if I have the job, I'm going to excel, right? I know everybody I work with is going to be impressed. And it's not to, toot my own horn, but I know I'm a great software engineer. I know I'm a great leader. I know that I have a lot of value to add to an organization. But the problem is, with the interview, you only get a moment in time to express that to someone, right? And I've been on both sides of the bench, right? As a manager, I've interviewed people and, people don't cut it, but they might have been a fantastic engineer. They might have been better than the person we actually ended up hiring, but it's really how it comes across in that interview. So I'm really hoping that it went well. And again, I just want to give words of encouragement because I know that for me, I think part of the problem was being on, different subreddits like Recruiting Hell or CS Career Advice or Leak Code. There's a lot of bashing. People say, oh, these Leak Code interviews are stupid, and companies have fake job applications, and I'm applying to so many places and stuff like that. And while that may be true, I don't think it's helpful. I think what's good is for you to focus on the positives, focus on the success stories, focus on what people have said has worked for them, and just focus on doing what is best for yourself. And so for me, that was sitting down and making the interview plan. That was, getting the furthest out interview date I could get. And then just, really just not giving up, even though you want to. I really wanted to give up, but I powered through and I sacrificed, a lot of my free time to prep for the interview because it could be worth it in the end. If I end up getting this role, I think it could really pay off in terms of the opportunity that it's going to afford me. So I'm just super excited and curious to hear back. But as I sit here and wait, and while I'm incredibly nervous, I just want to say thank you to, everybody who will end up watching these videos. I don't even know if I'm going to post them, right? But if I do, thank you for watching them. And I really hope this, gives you a little bit of ease and really helps, you see just a little bit more positiveness I also want to answer or touch base on some of the things I said in the last video that I'm sure people have questions about. You mentioned you applied to 2 places. So I actually did apply to more places. I can't remember the exact number of places I applied to, but I will say it was significantly more. Just because I was looking for, I don't say very specific, sort of like I said, I'm in a leadership role. I was looking for more specific, like higher level, like leadership stuff that I could still work in while being heavily close to the individual contributor route. And so I applied to more places. So don't take this video and just be like, oh, wow, this guy applied to 2 places and he got interviews at both of them and they're both big companies. That did not happen. I applied to a lot of other companies, some large, some small, and some of them I heard back from, some of them I did not. Some of them I heard back from and got instant disapproval, et cetera, et cetera. So I mentioned, set a good plan for yourself. That's what I did, made an interview plan for myself, and I more or less stuck to it. I did change it up a little bit, but, keep as much consistent as you can. So I studied at least 2 hours every day after work. But most of the time I study 4, maybe even 5, right? Which is very excessive, I know, but it's what I felt I needed to do. But remain consistent. Even if you'd only done the 2 hours, do the 2 hours. Yeah. And last thing I kind of want to touch base on is to me, I've really started to come to terms with the possibility that, the answer will be no and I won't get this opportunity. And I think I'm doing a better job with that than in the previous video where I said, I think I'm going to be devastated. I think I still will be very upset. But I think I'm doing better in prepping myself. So I would say do that work after your interview, after it's done, just focus on your mental and get back to, whatever you need to do there. I would highly, highly recommend that. Cause that's what I've been doing. And since the interview, I have not, leak coded. I have not, I've tried my best not to think about it. And so I've sprung back into all my other hobbies, which, involves photography, right? So I got a new lens and started doing some more photography. I finally fixed my 3D printers on the other side of the room that has been broken for a long time and I wanted to fix. This weekend, I'm going to be doing some other really cool tech gadget stuff that I've just been putting off, right? Because I told myself hey, you can't do anything. You need to focus on this stuff. And while I think that was important to do that interview, I think it's also important to get back to the things that bring you joy, because interviewing does not bring me joy. It might bring joy to some people. It does not bring it to me. It was a necessary evil. And so I'm hoping that I was successful in that. But even at this point, I'm telling myself, look, there's nothing more you can do. So just go back to enjoying life the way you enjoy it. And for me, I'm doing that. So I highly recommend that for everybody going through here. I will, I will update, assuming I post any of these videos, there is going to be another video where I follow up once I hear the results back. And like I said, I am expecting those today, but I might not get them today. But either way, I'm going to give it a couple more days and assuming I don't hear back, and I will reach out to them and sort of figure it out. I know it was a lot. I know that I rambled quite a bit. And again, no structure to this at all. I'm kind of just, I wanted this to be this super candid situation where I'm kind of just talking to the camera or really just talking to you. And that's why I'm trying to look at the camera. Right. But, feel free to reach out in those comments down there if you have any questions or concerns or maybe anything I can answer. But ultimately, I want you to know that I'm a senior software engineer. I have 5.5, 6 years of experience in this domain, kind of working from a full-time perspective. I'm a technical lead, right? And yet I'm still having trouble, in this interview process because it's not intuitive. It is difficult. And I've had to sacrifice a lot to do it. So if you're someone else, regardless as to what level you are, whether you're senior principal, way levels above me, or, rather you're just starting at L1, L2, whatever level, just know that it's difficult. It's difficult no matter what level it is. It's going to be hard. But if it's something you want, do it. Because even though it's going to suck while you're preparing, and it's going to suck the day you interview, and it's going to suck a little bit after while you wait, you're going to be happy you did it. Because I think that's what I was missing in my last video. I don't think I had found that yet, but I am really happy. And damn right, I'm just proud of myself for actually going forward with it, because I could have canceled. And I'm sure people do all the time, but I didn't. I stuck through it and I gave it my all in all those rounds throughout that entire day. And I'm excited to see what the results are. Rather, it's, you know, what I want, which is the offer, or what I don't want, which is, you know, a decline. So super excited. I'll keep you all posted, but thank you all so much for those who, assuming I did post this, for those who watched this journey. And yeah, please share your stories down below. I'd be very curious to hear, especially like it's good to know there's like realism out there, because there's just a lot of cynicism in, like I said, those like subreddits I mentioned and stuff, right? Where it's like just the worst of the worst. But I just want to hear what regular people are going through. I want to hear what regular people's thoughts are. So thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.